Alright, I haven't uploaded a video in a while, but I am just so dang excited about this thing. I found out about like an hour and a half ago, and I was like, maybe like 2 hours ago. I don't even know. I've just been just thinking about it and just going over it over and over again. Sorry, since I found out about it. Sorry, I've been sick for the past week-ish. So, yeah, like I was trying to say, I've been so excited about seeing this. Like, I don't know if I'm capturing how excited I am. Like, my voice sometimes comes across as very monotone, and I don't know how excited I sound. I'm gonna try and amp it up just a little bit so that way, because I'm not very good at conveying emotions. I'm not very good at conveying emotions, but I will try my best. I am, like, very, very excited. I am, like, so excited. You don't know how excited I am. You literally do not know. You can not know how excited I am about this. Okay, I just posted a community post about this, so you might see that if you check my community tab, but like only like 3 people do that. But like, anyways, like I was trying to say, a lot of people don't even know the community tab was added to mobile. They just kind of added it and didn't announce it. But yeah, anyways, like I was trying to say, um, you're right. I don't know why I got so distracted. I'm just I'm trying to get my words. I didn't forget what I was going to talk about. I lost what I was going to say about it. Yeah, I'm just so excited. Okay. So, what happened is my favorite web show that I watch online. I've watched it for a year. I didn't watch it since it started. I joined in on early season 4 and then slowly made my way back. And then, well, I didn't slowly make my way back. I just slowly dipped my toes into like some of the stuff throughout the first season, and then basically just eventually went in. And it was made like by like 2 kids back in the day, and then they just slowly got better and better at it. And then like halfway through season 4, they finally started like actually hiring more people to help with it. But like they're on season 5 now, and seasons 4 and 5 are halfway through, about halfway through what became halfway through season 4. What was originally only like a fifth the way through season 4. They realized that the show would take forever to do with the amount of characters that they had on it, so they just kind of split off the cast so that way, like a fourth of the cast would stay on the current season, and then the rest would just go to a different show that was marketed as just a different season of the same show, and then they would just kind of like upload like those back and forth for a while. But they decided that the one with less characters should be a mini series, kind of. So it just became kind of fast-paced, quick videos, and then eventually, after all like the heavy stuff, where like it took like 10 months, it took a like over a year to get the first episode out of season 5, then like 10 months to get the second one out. But now they got a steady production cycle because they're not working on the fourth season because they've finished with the fourth season, and they already have like the intro, which took a lot of effort to make, and all like the assets that took a lot to make. Like they got everything made for the fifth season, but now they've got a new season. Well, if you're gonna see what I'm trying to say, they've got a season that's running concurrently once again with season 5, and it's season number 2. Season 2. Let me explain. Okay, so back in the day, they did all of season 1 whenever that show came out. And season 2, they had a goal for what viewers had to do in order for them to make a season 2. And that goal was not met. But they eventually decided to do season 2 anyways. But then, about 5 episodes in, they, about 5 episodes in, at one point they decided to try and make at one point in the middle of episode 5, they ended the episode on like a cliffhanger, and then decided that, and then decided that they would finish the episode with a flash game, but then they got burnt out from that, and they decided to just just make the like the third part of the episode an actual episode again. But they had to go off to college, so they had to split that up into three different parts. And they have literally said, like, if Adobe Flash were not dead, then they would make they would finish the Flash game. Like there was like bonus games, there was additional collectibles that don't have a use because the game wasn't finished. And like you can just open up like a TXT file and just edit the levels for the Flash game. It's that easy. But like you'll have to there's like a bunch of unused assets and stuff. But like they would have to add in like new mechanics and stuff to like the actual SWF file. But like if they got the chance and if there was a good enough reason to, then they would finish that Flash game. And there is a good enough reason to now because you see after that they like had to go off to college and like they were genuinely planning on releasing a sixth episode that just kind of wrapped things up in a nice little bow. But like they got like they fully storyboarded and scripted out the episode. They animated the first scene and then they just stopped. A few years later, they came back. They voice acted all of it. They like did like rough animatics of the storyboard, and then they just went on to season 3. And season 3 only lasted one episode. And then a few years later, we got season 4, and season 4 managed to make it to the end, albeit after having most of the cast split off. And season 5 is going good. But season 2, because they didn't finish season 2, and because back in the day, and even loosely right now, it's very loose because some of the episodes, like back in the day, would be like, oh, this episode took place this amount of time ago, and that's still this like the way it works mostly, but there's a timeline desync where certain episodes that are designed to be part A and part B, canonically, there's no time in between those events, but the time to the next episode and the previous episode, like the time, like let's say episode 1 happens, and then episode 2 and 3 are like part A and B of the same episode, and then episode 4 is the next episode. So like the time from episode 1 to episode 2 happens, and the time from episode 3 to episode 4 happens, but the time between episode 2 and 3 don't happen. So eventually you get that timeline desync. But that wasn't really the case before. There was always an explanation on the time between episodes. So like there's this big 3-year gap, 1.1 thousand days in the timeline. And canonically, the characters say that the characters come up with a reasoning why the 6th episode of season 2 never came out, and like why all this stuff happened. But like canonically, it happened. And finally, we're getting to see those events take place. We're getting to see season 2 finish. Well, it's not finished. There's still like a good amount more episodes. They're gonna have to come up with a reason why certain things are the way that they are, but I'm sure they planned ahead. Now, season 5, they finally just got season 5 onto a 2-month production cycle. So now, season 5 is on a 4-month production cycle because every month they're alternating between the high effort season 5 and just the high effort well drawn, like smoothly animated season 5, and then like the perfectly straight, there's the rough around the edges, assets, intentionally roughly drawn assets, and but a lot of cinematic shots, a lot of detail on everything. Everything has to be perfectly animated. That's what season 5 is. And then that'll be what happens after 2 months, but then after the next 2 months, you'll just get this early 2000s. Like, you'll get this show that looks like it's from 2011 because it is. Because, like, September 1st, which is not today because it's past midnight, but technically yesterday, but it only came out like an hour or two ago, so I'm still gonna say it was today. September 1st. September 1st, 2023. The episode was supposed to come out September 1st, 2013, which is a month after season 2, episode 5 came out. Well, the last part, the fifth part of episode 5. The first of which was the first half of the episode, and then the second of which was a flash game that wasn't finished, and then the third, fourth, and fifth were all consecutively the second, no, the third of the episode, just split across 3 sections because of the creators being at college. Well, one of the creators. But yeah, there was like a lot of effort is going in to, like, you got like this really well made like show that has like, it has like a completely different vibe from like any of the previous seasons. Season 5 does. And then like 2 months later, you'll just have like literally just like one, you'll have like frame by like season 5, you'll have like frame by frame animation, like a lot of high effort stuff, like a lot of unique assets going into things. But like the humor is great, but it's a completely different style of humor. But then you can just, after 2 months, it'll just switch to this literally 2011 YouTube series made by 2 kids that was started 5 years prior. Started by kids who were literally not old enough to have a YouTube account, and yet managed, whenever the trending system was introduced, I believe they were one of the first to be trending. I'm not saying that's 100% true, but I do know they were like top of trending for like a long time before eventually like YouTubers specializing in certain things started coming out, or it's all like, wow, look at this new video by this person, not just like, look at this really fun video that was made a while ago. Sorry about that. Anyways, so like, what was I saying? Oh yeah, right. It wasn't like, look at this video made a long time ago by like these two little kids. That was like really high effort. It's like a really good show. You should go watch it. But instead, nowadays it's just, wow, look, PewDiePie uploaded a new video. That's going to the top of trending. Wow, look, this guy changed a bunch of keywords in. That's going third highest. What's the second highest? I don't know. Probably CoComelon. Probably some CoComelon video that was brought to market for kids, so it's able to be on trending. I don't know. What's that? What's the highest thing on YouTube gaming? Probably some Minecraft live stream, but it's just 2 like looping clips over and over again of non-child friendly stuff. Yeah, back in the day, YouTube was so smasher. Anyway, so like I am just genuinely ecstatic that there is more of my favorite show, and it's not like, oh wow, look, they made a new season. It's, wow, look at this, look at this. The part of the show that I love most, which is like back in the day, whenever they worked like really hard to just make one episode, and then they just like they kind of fell out of it, and now it feels like a little bit corporate. But like the fact that like it's not corporate now, but like it feels a little bit like they're forcing it. But like the fact that they went back, they had season 2, episode 6, deleted scenes, which was just the full animatic for, like I said, I think this was before, it's just, like they took the storyboard, they took the first scene of the episode with the original script and animated it, and rest of it, the rest of the storyboard was put on as the deleted scenes where they took the assets and posed them in the positions of the storyboard, but like didn't animate them, so it was just kind of animatic for the episode. But they did fully voice act all the finished lines for the script and the storyboard combined. And now the episode is actually out, and it's like like the first scene is literally like not literally ripped directly from the the deleted scenes section because of the fact that one of the characters had their voice actor leave to go on to bigger projects, so they had to get a new voice actor that sounds completely different. So they re-recorded every single one of the lines, and I believe did slightly re-animation. But then after that, like a lot of the stuff that happens is to preserve continuity with future episodes, and also something I enjoyed is the fact that there's like a few, not many, but a, a few references to characters that canonically existed in the first two seasons, but were not lore relevant, not lore, but were not relevant. Like a character who was introduced, like there's literally a character that was introduced, I believe in like season one or two, that I believe it was season one. Who just like they showed up like once in like a little joke commercial, but then like the guy who was actually hosting the commercial later became like a person on the show during the second season. But then the other guy from the commercial just kind of never showed up again. But then they just kind of just brought that guy back in the fourth season for like no reason. No one wanted them to do that. But now, because of the fact that he's back, that means that he canonically exists and isn't just a throwaway character, which means that they can reference him and people will understand the reference, which is great. I just love that. Like whenever they brought back an old character and then people see them in the new stuff, if they don't remember it from the old stuff, then they'll figure it out. They're like, oh, that's where these characters from. And then like, whenever they go back and watch this, then like it'll be like, wow, look, that's that guy. They're talking about him. Like it's amazing. It's amazing. They literally like they didn't. I left a comment on the video, and I believe I said something. I don't remember the exact wording of what I said. I said something along the lines of, like, I am so glad that you guys went back and filled in this specific gap in the series. Like, I know you guys have said that you might revisit season 3 at some point, but I am genuinely glad you revisited season 2 first. Even if, even if, even if it's kind of strange that, like, some of the stuff said in season 3, while technically true, are a little bit weird with the context of the fact that season 2 fully happened, and the fact that season 4 directly states some things that wouldn't quite logically make sense, but I guess could logically make sense. The fact that they've given us a production cycle estimate for the show implies that they're not just going to end it a few episodes in. That they're going to full out finish the second season and then maybe go on to the third. They said, whenever season 4 ended, they said that if they got to like, yeah, I don't remember what it was, but if they get to like a million of something, then they would, then they would, make season 6, and that didn't happen within 48 hours. But they said that back during the first season, it would be the time frame for these sorts of events would be 10 days. So they extended it to the full 10 days, and they still didn't technically reach it. But they did they did feature a small joke about like planning for season 4, or not season 4, planning for season 6. Went the wrong way there. Yeah, they made a joke about planning for season 6 and like a little background gag at the end of season 4. So, but like like the fact that we didn't make it to get season 6, but we got close enough that instead of getting more new content, we're somehow getting more old content. That's a really weird thing to say, but like it's so great. Like we're not getting more new content, but we're getting more old content, and that's amazing. Like seriously, like the episode came like within the hour that the episode came out, or like an hour after the episode came out, when I went like, oh, I have a YouTube notification. I wondered what it is. Probably just some random comment I liked, and then YouTube is giving me every single update on until it reaches the maximum amount of replies. And then I go and check, and it's just the next episode of the second season of my favorite web show, which is currently on its 5th season. And it's just like, wow, they did this. And I checked the community tab, and it said that on yesterday, not yesterday now, but like yesterday, they said that there's going to be like a new episode coming out tomorrow. And it was like in the old art style. People were like, oh my gosh, are they finishing? Are they going to be doing the second episode of season 3? But what no one expected was that they're not going to be finishing season 3, but they are going to be finishing season 2. And they might do season 3 once they have all the lore in season 2 built up. So, that's going to be great. I am like, my sister comes home from sorry about that. I think my audio cut out for a second, but like I was trying to say, my sister comes home from college. I don't know why I put so much emphasis on but my sister comes home from college uh on Sunday, and right now it's Saturday, but like we're just saying it's still Friday, even though it's past midnight. I don't care. But like my sister comes home on Sunday, and so on Sunday I'm going to be all like, hey, You know, like, that show that I told you about this on, it's on season 5 now, sure, you kind of fell out of it because of the way the humor is evolved. Well, they're actually doing a new show running concurrently alongside it. Yeah. Yeah, you wanna know what it's called? And then I'll tell her the name of the show. I'm not gonna say the name of the show right now because I just never feel comfortable sharing my interest with anyone ever. I barely felt comfortable sharing it with my sister, and only did it because she pressured me into doing it. But if you, I've left, like, if you know anything about anything, it should be pretty obvious what show I'm talking about. I'm not gonna name it, and if you know, I would rather you not say so in the comments or anything. But I am just so excited. I'm gonna be like, hey, this show though, I really liked it. And I told you about after a while of me watching it, and then I'm like, hey, you should watch this. And you watched it, you really liked it, and the humor slowly changed, and then season 4 and 5 split happened, and you slowly drifted away from it. Well, they've got a new show. Well, no. I'm not gonna say new show. I'm gonna say, hey, they've got a they're running another season concurrent to season 5 now. Yeah, it's season 2, but I'm not gonna say season 2. I'm gonna say the name of the season. I don't think I mentioned this. Each season, instead of being season 1, season 2, season 3, season 4, season 5, each season has its own name, and each one's an acronym except season 3, because season 3 was just the normal acronym backwards, and it was really weird. No one knows what it stands for, and we're not gonna find out until season 2 is finished. So, And we never got a release date for season 3, episode 2. So there was no 10-year anniversary for that. It might be 3 years from now though, is all I'm saying. And another thing about it, hold on, I'll be right back. Alright, yeah. In about 3 years from now, the show's gonna be like, I just looked at it. In 3 years from now, the show's gonna be beyond 16 years old, and that's incredible. I have only been there for about half of that. But, no, I have been there. Whenever that happened, I have been there since 7-ish years. I was there since, hold on a second, let me check. Alright, it turns out the episode I started watching on, it was released, the first episode of the show was released on New Year's Day. 1 year that I will not specify. And then, no, I will specify, it was 2010. And then, I watched an episode that came out, my first episode came out on January 18th, 28th. Oh, never mind, I'm done. I don't know where I got 8 from. It was the 12th. But let me look something up one more time. Ooh, this is a really convenient timing, actually. The episode of another show that was made by a person who voice acts a character on the first show I was talking about, and also was inspired by the first season of that show, and also had one of his characters appear in the first season of that show, and then become a main character, one of the actual characters that were on the second season of that show. And was just a character that was almost on the show, but then wasn't. Uh, it's complicated, but once again, if you know, you definitely know. And if you don't know, then you're just not good at putting pieces together. But anyways, that episode of the other show that I remember seeing new in my recommended, it was all like, it was like, oh, this is from, like, season 2 of the show, I should go check out the first season. But like, the first season was really low animated, really terrible, sorry, I said really low animated, and it sounded like I said really well animated, and I was like, wow, that's such a great compliment. No, it was looked really low effort and really badly animated. I just try to say woefully, really badly, really terribly, really, I don't know what the W word is, really worsely, I don't know. It was not well animated, and it was, like, seemed low effort, and the audio was terrible. Like, the assets were terrible, and then a few episodes in, they just switched to the normal assets that other shows use. And also the fact that they have, like, an actual voice actor voice one of the characters for specifically the first episode, and then never again. And it was really weird. Yeah, anyways, like I was trying, getting back on track. Yeah, that episode was uploaded 2 days after the first episode of the first show I watched. So, that's convenient. Well, that was convenient. But yeah, it's nearly 1 o'clock. I've been talking for nearly half an hour, and I am just, I have no idea how well I'm conveying emotions, but I am just so happy that my favorite show, while not getting new episodes as often, is now getting old episodes. I am, we're not getting new episodes, but we're getting new old episodes. It'd be like if, like, Netflix, instead of like if Netflix got like the rights to like some old, like Popeye or something, instead of like if they made like a new show that was like all like sort of like flat colors and like a simplest art style, and like but like a lot of like really complex shots and stuff, but then like every other episode instead of being that was like a brand new like fully authentic Popeye cartoon that like was literally made back in the day but just lost in the sands of time. Like both of those would be really great, but like one of them just hits completely different. They hit completely different tones, and you're gonna want to watch both, but there's one you're gonna be invested in more than the other. Like season 5 of the show had like some really catchy jingles, really good animation, but like some of the writings, a lot of the writing is convoluted. A lot of it, it's broken from a logical. It's broken from. It's gone from for illogical for an illogical but believable reason to illogical for no reason, which is the decline a lot of shows have, unfortunately. But like, it's got it's really, really, it's still good. It's got like a lot of really catchy jingles, really good animation and stuff. But then like you go back and you just have this whole new episode, this whole new episode from one of the early seasons of the show that just is perfectly animated in itself. It is like perfectly animated. And I don't know, I know you can't see me, but like I'm doing like that one. I'm like literally doing like with my full body that one image that a lot of people use from Emperor's New Groove, where it's just like when the sun sets on the hills, you can see the sun through the trees. That one image that a lot of people meme. But I'm literally doing that with my whole body. It's just like perfect, absolutely perfect. They have they have perfectly nailed. They have perfectly nailed the second season of their own show. The only thing that some people would say is missing is the fact that their mics don't clip anymore. But like the fact that like a few of the characters straight up sound like their voices haven't changed at all, and like a few of them are just like there's one character in particular that's literally just gone from and like some of them naturally pitching their voices up to using us like a synthetic voice pitcher, but like it still sounds so amazing. And yeah, technically, literally everyone when pitched to a certain volume sounds like that character. They're like people literally took. I think it's people literally just took like a Lemonade song and then pitched it up until it sounded like that character, and then just uploaded it, and then the creator just decided to participate in a map for that project and then made that canon within the show itself, but like obviously not mentioning it by name or anything, but just like mentioning the fact that yeah, this character was like got this other character and just sang them like this really weird song, but like they sing it really well though. It's literally just they literally just Albert they literally just Alvin and the Chipmunks them, but like using using like high instead of just pitching it up real high, it's just like pitching it like a few octaves up using a specific using like one of like it's a specific type of I don't know how to say it, but like you can tell it's definitely been pitched up, but like the way that it's not been it's not been pitched up, like it's been stretched up, like it's audio stretching, but like it's not stretching like horizontally with the length. It's stretching vertically with the pitch, you know. So like each the higher the further away from a basic tone you are, so the more tone is already there, the more it gets stretched. So the higher the pitch the higher the pitch becomes relative to where it is. It's like you're squaring the pitch or something, you know? But yeah, I kind of got on a tangent and I don't remember what I was going to say. I had something to wrap this up. Anyways, but yeah, oh yeah, right. Yeah, even though a lot of the characters, people's voices have changed, even though they're not using the old mics that clip a lot. Like there are still a lot of characters that straight up just sound came, like they straight up just came straight from the original, and that's great. And like, sure, there's a single character with TTS voice, but other than that, all of them are just really faithful recreations of the old voices, which is really nice. And I just wanted to. My mother came in here like 15 minutes ago and told me that I needed to go to bed now. So I'm going to go. I'm going to put this in iMovie with like a lot of effort to get this all rigged up, put it on YouTube, and go straight to bed. Alright. Nighty night, guys. Mm-hmm.